Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I almost forgot that part. My name is Ebony. I am a human design coach, reader, enthusiast, obsessor, all of the above. And today in this video, we're going to be talking about something that is very, very special to me because I'm an idealist at heart, for those of you who don't know. And when I first started really diving into human design and understanding it as a system, this kind of image came into my head. And I'm not saying that I created this by any, I'm not saying that. I'm sure someone has meant, something is clearly on fire. I don't know if you guys can hear that. What was I saying? Oh, I'm sure someone has mentioned this before at some point, but this is just how I've come to understand things. And it's about how in human design, how everything kind of fits together, kind of like this beautiful kind of puzzle, and everything just kind of fits together. And when you look at the system as a whole, you can really see it, and it's so fascinating to me. So I really want to share this with you all because it's so exciting when I think about it, when I talk about it. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. It's the human design circle of life. So if you are interested in hearing more about it, make sure you subscribe to this video. Make sure you give this a like. And if you are interested in booking a free alignment call with me to see about reaching your goals in the next few months, using elements of your human design, working in flow, working in alignment, go ahead and check the link in the description box below, and we can go ahead and get your call booked. So now we're gonna go ahead and jump into the video. I don't know what's going on with me today. Okay, so this might be a little convoluted, so just stay with me, okay? Stay with me. If we think of the world, like the world itself, as a giant corporation, okay? Not in like a capitalistic way or anything like that, but just like the structure of like just a giant business, a giant corporation, okay? So the manifestors, and if you haven't seen my energy type video, make sure you check that out first, because it's not going to make any sense. Nothing in this video will make any sense if you haven't seen that video or if you don't know anything about human design. So manifestors are the starting point, okay? So the manifestors get the idea from the universe to start this business, to start this huge corporation, right? The manifestors get this idea and they're like, yes, I'm going to start this. This seems like something that the world needs. So they get the idea and they start the process of creating this thing. And as they're starting to create this thing, they go and tell the people around them, like the people in their community, people in their circle, friends of friends, or, things like that, about this thing that they're doing. And the people who are excited by that idea, the people who see the value in that idea, the people who see the value in that person, will then be drawn, because that's what manifestors do. They will be drawn to that person and to that idea, and they'll say, hey, I would like to hop on that. I think that's a great idea. I'd like to be a part of that. And the manifestors will be like, great, cool, come on, we could totally use you. So now you've got more people that are in this corporation or this business to make it work, to actually make it what it needs to be in order to survive, in order to thrive. So you have the generators and the manifesting generators, who are really, really excited by this idea. Like, yes, this is great. It's going to change the world. It's going to do, whatever it is, And they're like, yes, this is exciting. Can't wait to work on this. It feels so good. And the manifesting generators and the generators have all this energy because they're super excited. And they're working on this thing, and they're putting everything together, and they're writing, they're doing all the things that need to get done, because that's what generators and manifesting generators do. They're the doers. They're the ones with all the energy. They're the ones that are gonna really set things in motion, because they have these huge stores of energy that need to be used up. So now the manifestors can kind of step back a little bit, because the doers are doing And they kind of have that freedom now to go and start something else, to go and do something else, because their job is already done, you know? So they now get to go off and create more things for other people to jump on, while the manifesting generators and the generators are they're doing the things. They're creating like this, you know, the foundation of this business or this corporation. And then you have the projectors. The projectors who came out of the project and like, yeah, I believe in this. I think this could really help the world. So you have the projectors who are in this space, who are picking up on the energy from the generators and the manifesting generators. And they're like, wow, this is great. They're doing great things. But you know, if they did this, if they tweaked this in that way, it would make things a lot more efficient. Or if they did this instead of this, it would make things work a lot better. So you have the projectors looking at the whole of the business or the situation, whatever it is, and then tweaking it. So that not only do we have this foundation, now we have systems that can make everything work much more efficiently. So even though we've got the manifesting generators and the generators doing all of this work and they're really good at it, now we have the projectors coming in and tweaking it for efficiency. So now we've got a system going, you know, we're not just throwing things at the wall and seeing if it sticks. Now we've got a system. And that's what the projectors are here to do. They're here to guide, they're here to tweak, they're here to give advice and to give guide. That's what they do, right? And each projector has their zone of genius. So like the people, you know, the marketing people, you have the zone of genius, the projectors that are good with marketing, you have the projectors that are good with construction, you have the projectors that are good with, you know, actually selling, you have the projectors that are good with creating things. And all of them are kind of working together with their specific, you know, team or section or whatever to make things more efficient as it's being created by the MGs and the generators, right? So then you have the reflectors. The reflectors who take in everything. The reflectors who feel and who amplify the energy around them and then reflect back to people what's actually going on. Because when you have all these different personalities, all these different energies in one place, there's going to be clashes, you know? There's going to be people that maybe necessarily don't click, or there's going to be, you know, conflicts or, you know, things like that. And that's where the reflectors come in. They're able to sense, they're able to feel that energy. And when, you know, conflicts do come up, or when things aren't going well on like an energetic level and things need to be, you know, recalibrated so that everyone can actually work together and not like, you know, want to kill each other or bite each other's heads off, the reflectors come in, they take in that energy, they see, they feel what's going on, and they reflect that back to people so they can work with them and be like, okay, look, this happened and this happened. You're dealing with this and you're dealing with this. How can we now clear the air so that we can all get back to doing what it is that we need to do in order to make this work? Because that's why we're all here. We're here to make this work. And that's what the reflectors are here to do. They are here to show us what's going on with us energetically, to show us what's going on with us internally so we can deal with it, so we can improve upon ourselves internally. And so that we're not, you know, projecting onto other people, or so we're not, you know, letting, you know, our childhood wounds or whatever it is that we're feeling get in the way of the work that we're doing, the work that we actually want to be doing. And that's what the reflectors are here to do, to show us how we can improve not only our relationships with ourselves, but our relationships with other people. And that's why reflectors are so necessary, because sometimes we can't necessarily identify what's going on in here, but they can, because they see it and they feel it. And they can show us, okay, maybe this isn't, you know, about this person. Maybe this is more about you, you know? So now that I've gone through all of that, I hope this is starting to make sense, but what I've come to realize and what I've come to understand after, you know, working with the system for almost a year now is really that we all have a place, you know? We all kind of have this job like this responsibility to the well-being of society, to the well-being of the world, you know? And can you imagine, and this is what trips me up most of the time when I'm doing a reading or when I'm talking to people, this is what will trip me up. Can you imagine, like really imagine what our world would look like if everyone was able to operate in the way that they were meant to without society pushing against them and telling them that they can't? What if all the generators were allowed to do what excited them instead of doing things that they had to do, instead of working jobs that they have to work because, you know, they need to survive? What if all the MGs were able to do the things that they love to do in the way that they want to do them, in the timing that they want to do them, without needing to worry about, you know, if this is the right way to do it, or if this is the right time to do it, or, you know, whatever? What if the projectors were allowed to work in the confines of their physical energy? What if they didn't have to stress themselves out and work 8 to 9 hours a day just to survive? What if they were able to be projectors and to work when they want to work and rest when they need to rest, and spend time honing their zone of genius and not have to worry about, you know, whether their bills are going to get paid or whether they're able to take care of their families? What if the manifestors were able to create and to move from thing to thing without being judged, or without being, you know, without worrying that people aren't going to like them, or without being called flaky or flighty? What if the reflectors were allowed to move in and out of different environments, taking in information and reflecting it back without thinking that their sensitivity is a weakness, or feeling like people don't like them or don't want to be around them because they're antisocial or they spend too much time by themselves? What if we were all given the opportunity to live our human designs without resistance? Like that's when I think about, like, I have this imaginal, you know, version of the world in my head, and when I think about that, it's so beautiful to me. Like, the way that you are is the way that you're allowed to show up, the way that you're allowed to operate in life. And that's part of the reason why I would love to, like, work with businesses and work with big corporations who have lots of employees and lots of people, so that I could, like, create this kind of world that I have in my head in each, like, every corporation. If every corporation worked like this, like if every person was able to use their strengths, like, it's, can you actually imagine? That's the world that I want to create. That's the potential that I see for the world. And I would love to help create that. I would have no idea how to get started doing that. I don't even know, like, I don't have any friends with big businesses like that. I don't know any heads of corporations, you know, but I would love to do that. So I just wanted to share that vision, this idea that I had in my head. And I also wanted you, like, you as someone who watches my channel, who is clearly interested in human design at just some, you know, base level, to see how everything fits together. This isn't just an arbitrary, like, oh, you do this, you're this, so you do this. Like, no. When you really take the time to look at it, it all fits together. It all fits together. Each energy type supports the other. You know? We're all supporting, well, in the world of human design, each energy type supports the other. You have the doers, you have the guides, you have the mirrors, you have the batteries, you know? Each has a place, and Each is important. Each is imperative for the health of the entire system. So and this is why human design isn't just some arbitrary system to me. And it's part of the reason why I love it so much. So I'm gonna stop rambling because I could literally talk about this for hours and hours on end. And listen, we don't have that kind of time, all right? We don't. So I hope this video made sense. I hope it wasn't too like idealistic or woo-woo for you. And I hope this kind of tied everything together for you, because that was my goal with creating this video. So if you are interested, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you would like to book an alignment call with me, a free alignment call with me, the link is in the description, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.